Yeah, I'll check the audio on the side.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you in person and for those of you online, welcome to our 2021 to 2022 Science Fair Academy informational session. Today we're just going to be walking you through one, what our organization is, two, what we're planning for this year's Science Fair Academy, and then three, how you guys can join our Science Fair Academy for this year.
So for those of you online, we're also going to have the option to ask questions. You can just put it in the chat at the end of our session. We'll be going through all the questions you ask and be able to answer them through that method.
Alright, so really quickly, what is our organization? For those of you who aren't familiar with AYSI, or the Association for Young Scientists and Innovators, we're a nonprofit organization that's been around for approximately 3 years now, run all by students in the DFW Metro. And our goal is basically just to promote innovation, impactful innovation. And the way that we do this is through helping a bunch of students through science and technology competitions, sort of just teaching them the technical and soft skills that they succeed in this competition. So really quickly, who our team is for this year. I'm Aditya Rai. I am currently a senior at AYSI Senior High School, and most of my research over the past 5 or 6 years has been centered around machine learning and its applications in biology.
So my name is Rachel Mohammed. I'm also a senior at AYSI High School, and over the past 6 or so years, I've been doing my research around plant sciences.
I'm Richard. I'm a design person in 7th grade, and most of my research has been centered in the category of functional biology.
All right, my name is Trey. I'm a senior at Kano East, and for the past 4 years, my research has been applying AI to interesting fields like geology and medicine.
Hi, I'm Charles Ho. I'm also a senior at Plato West Senior High School, and I've done research in computational biology and chemistry.
Hey guys, my name is William. I'm also a senior from the West, and my research is about microbiology and gene editing.
Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Ben. I'm a senior at St. Mark's this year. For the past couple of years, my research has been centered around machine learning and natural language processing.
Okay, hello, I'm Kevin Sun. I am a current junior at Plato West Senior High School, and over the past 4 years, my research has been centered on chemistry and environmental science.
Hi, I'm Sophia Zhang. I'm a junior at TAM, and for the past few years, my research has been around biochemistry and machine learning. Hi everyone, my name is Ashley. I'm also a junior at Plato West Senior High, and my research has been centered mostly around biochemistry and machine learning.
Hi everyone, my name is Ishan Javali, and I'm a senior at the East, and my research is centered around machine learning and capital.
Hey y'all, my name is Robert Rocky. I'm the guy managing the live stream. Over the past couple years, my research has been about genomics and CRISPR-Cas9.
So what is Science Fair, and what Science Fair competitions do you guys do? So first, on the left, you have the AYSI Fair, where you can go to regionals from your region, and then you can advance to the state. And then eventually, if you have a really good project, go to ISEF, which is an International Science Fair award. Also, you can also promote from the regional fair. You can go straight from the regional to ISEF and do really, really well. Also, on the bottom, that's the Texas Science Fair and all of the other tracks, which includes AGAS, AAS, and JS. I've been participating in JSHS and AGAS for 2 years, and then that is also a very good track for science fair competitions. And on the right, that is the Google Science Fair, which you can participate online, and it is also a really, really good science fair competitions you guys can do.
Okay, so like you just said, there's a lot of different opportunities that come with going into science fair. Not only can you go to science fairs across the nation in Washington, D.C., Seattle, and everywhere else, there's also a lot of opportunities in terms of joining science fair and sticking with science fair. For instance, you can establish a strong network of people, just like we have here at AYSI, to help you in the future. and also it provides a lot of opportunities to get into good colleges. In fact, a lot of our mentors who've done science fair for the past 4 years come from elite schools like Columbia, Stanford, Caltech, MIT, and Harvard. So sticking with science fair and joining AYSI is going to be a really good decision for your long-term life.
So this is just a little bit of an overview of our program in general. You can tell that we personalized mentorship and we do 3 different science fair tiers that we're going to be talking about later on in the sessions. We also have guest speakers occasionally, either at the end or somewhere in the middle. We want you guys to be able to ask us questions. It's a very interactive program. So through all of our systems that we use, through our AYSI officers' email, through Discord, you can reach out to any one of the officers and even fellow peers for any questions that you may have about science fair or related topics. And that also kind of goes into our constant communication. So even if it's not like a science fair related question, it could be about something else in that field that you're working with or how to get other mentors to work with at institutions. We want to be there for you to help you with anything science fair and engineering related.
Alright, so at AYSI, we have this thing called the Science Fair Academy, and basically it's like a 3-part mentorship program that just helps you get prepared throughout the science fair process. So the first part is planning, and that's where like the mentor helps you design your whole research or engineering project. And then next is execution, and there you can like ask your mentor questions as you go through designing your science project. And it's like a very interactive experience where you're just on a one-on-one session with a mentor. And then finally we have presentations where you can do like practice interviews with your mentor to simulate being in a judging competition. And basically we just help you throughout the entire researching process for science fair.
So how does the AYSI SFA program work? It all starts in September. Right now, you have to register for the program. That's how we can pair you up with the right mentors to make sure you get access to everything you need. In October, you need to start your ideation. You have to come up with an idea for your project because these projects are pretty long-term and you want to start. Later in November, that's when you really get to work and you develop your project. For December, that's when fair season starts. You'll start off with your school fair before you head into regional, state, and hopefully beyond. And from January onwards, it's just competition and focusing on winning the best prize you can.
Okay, so here's some important dates that you may want to note down. So registration began on August 28th, so it's open right now. The early registration deadline is September 10th, so next Friday. The regular registration begins on September 11th. The mentor matching process will take place September 14th to October 2nd. And the program will start on October 3rd. So we're going to go more into the mentor matching process in a second, but each AYSI mentor and student will fill out a registration form so that we can match them according to their interest and experience. And the entire process will take about 2 weeks. And then once all the mentors and students are matched, that's when the program will begin.
Alright, so really quickly, what are the tools that we're going to be using for our program this year? This year, we're planning to run a sort of hybrid program where we'll have most of our lectures on the various different topics that you need to know in order to do well at science fairs, being online. We'll be hosting these lectures through Zoom, but we'll also have a couple of guest speaker sessions that will be in person and online, just like we're doing right now through YouTube live streaming. In addition to that, as Rachel mentioned on one of our previous slides, we sort of prioritize communication in all of our camps. And the way that we do this is through having a community Discord platform where you can ask not only all the mentors and officers here at AYSI, but also all of your fellow students any and all questions that you may have pertaining to science fair, engineering, or any other related topics. The last tool that we'll be using this year is Google Classroom, and this is actually a new one for our Science Fair Academy. We tried this out before in a couple of our different camps and it worked out pretty well. Essentially, all of our assignments, lectures, past lecture recordings, basically any resource that you might need will all be on Google Classroom, which makes it really easy for you and your student to access.
So we'll be using Yama to schedule your mentorship sessions. So when you get there with the mentor, you'll be able to handle everything through this. To speak with your mentor, ask questions about your project, and guide you along in preparation for science days. Here you'll also be able to purchase the mentorship tiers, which we'll talk a little bit more about in detail later And you'll also be able to again schedule additional time to meet with the mentors. And we'll be sending out all the information.
And now for the lecture program. As a standalone tier, the lecture program is available for $50 tuition cost. However, if you purchase the packages for the science fair tier or the research tier, you'll also have access to the program. In the lecture program, we'll be walking students through the research project lifecycle, from initially coming up with an idea and developing the idea to methodology, experimentation, and data analysis, and finally compiling the idea of the research into an oral presentation for a project. Our lectures will take place on Zoom, and recordings will be posted on YouTube for your convenience. Our first lecture is a mentor orientation and introduction to science in October. The second lecture is about ideation and coming up with the science project. The third one is the research plan and defining a rationale, as well as engineering goals and hypotheses, and an initial outline for the procedures. And our fourth lecture is experimentation, so coming up with a proof of concept and beginning your testing.
All right, moving on. Our next lecture is on analyzing your results. So this is how can you best convey your data to your subjects. And then the next 4 lectures are on presentation and interviews, because a lot of the times you may have this wonderful beautiful project that deserves to be recognized, but unless you actually have effectively portrayed your project to your judges and present effectively, then you may not be able to get the recognition that you want.
So other than our lecture program, we have 2 other types of programs. It's the Science for Mentorship Program and the Research Program. We're going to go into a little more detail on each individual tier, but just to kind of lay out some details, the Science for Mentorship Program is 25-minute sessions, whereas your Research Program will be one-on-one. It'll be one-on-one, but it'll be more exclusive than our Science for Mentorship Program. With our Science for Mentorship Program, we be paired with different mentors. Whereas our research program, you'll be paired with one individual who is usually an undergraduate in college, and they will be able to help you because their field that they did science in, we're going to try and match you with that same field. And that's going to be talked about. Our mentor matching process is going to be talked about in the next slide.
So this is a science fair mentorship program, and as it stands, it actually covers all of the benefits to the lecture program, and it will add additional benefit of one-on-one mentorship, which we think is going to be exciting.
Right, so a big part of the science fair program here is that you get access to one-on-one rotational mentorship. So you'll be able to speak to a lot of different mentors who have done science fair for many years in the past, and get different inputs and different insight to help improve your project and achieve success in science. We'll also be hosting some mock fairs, which we'll give more information soon, which will be like a simulation of the science fair to help get you in the mode of practicing presenting your project to help you once again achieve success.
So next, I'm going to be explaining the research tier. So similar to the science fair program tier, we have the research program, and this also covers the lecture program as well. And it's $50 with $45 per mentorship session. And those mentorship sessions will include one-on-one mentorships with university level students, and this could be undergraduates or graduates. They'll help you elevate your research to the next level. Additionally, we'll also provide a research review, and this is just about your research report and your presentation, and give you more tips on how to do well at science fair. And finally, we also have the AYSI Accelerator program, which includes the things available at mock fair. Additionally, if you want to sort of turn your science fair project into a business idea, AYSI will also help provide funding or mentorship on that.
So here's some more information about the mentor matching process for the research tier. So you have a primary mentor who will help you with idea refinement, coming up with a project proposal and helping you come up with ideas, and then development, helping you do the scientific design process like experimentation and testing and that kind of thing. And then third one is presentation, like designing a whiteboard and research papers, those kinds of things that you'll need for competition. And then they'll also help you with publication in case you want to take that to the next level and want to get published in research journals and those kinds of things. And chances are they'll also have experience with publication as well, which is something that's really nice. They also have a mentor 2 and a mentor 3, which are kind of like an alternate in case any other mentors are like unavailable. And then so personalization includes like having experience and interest in the field that you want to pursue, and also having experience. So for example,
So these are our special mentorship sessions that we're going to have. One thing to know about this is that it's not available to the junior division. It's not available to junior because these fairs actually only are available for high school students. To note that if you sign up for these special mentorship sessions, you still will have access to the other programs, whether it be like the lecture program, the science fair program, or the research program. One other thing to note about these programs is that we will be sending out more information on these, and it is not included in what you pay for the different tiers, and they're actually we're going to be sending out more information on this pretty soon, including the TW one, which will be happening early October.
All right, so what do you do if your school doesn't sponsor a science fair program? Well, the first thing that you should do is ask some kind of principal or other faculty member at your school, because a lot of the time there may be a small science fair program somewhere that you just don't know about. So make sure to ask some kind of faculty at your school to make sure that you actually don't have a science fair program at your school. If you don't have a science fair program at your school, then you should find a teacher sponsor. So this can be any faculty member who's just willing to sort of organize all the logistics for your science fair program at your school. And then just ask them to sponsor a new science program at your school. The third thing that you do is regional science and engineering fair, or if you're in some other region outside of the Dallas Metroplex, whatever your regional science fair is, and ask them if they will be accepting anyone who wins your school science fair through the science fair program that you set up. Most of the time, these fairs are really open-minded, so if you're setting up a new science fair program, they'll help you through that process and try to get you guys into their fair. The fourth thing that you should do, if for some reason the regional science fair thing doesn't work out, is research some opportunities outside of science fair. So I know personally there are a lot of opportunities outside of normal science fair, like volunteering at universities to help out with their research project, trying to publish your own research, getting internships and all of that. So that's definitely something you should look into if your school doesn't sponsor a science fair program. If you guys are able to get into the regional fair or aren't able to get into the regional fair, but do want to qualify for your state or national level fair, then make sure to ask those fairs and see if they'll be willing to accept your research. Maybe send them like a research paper or abstract or something on your project, and try to compete in their local competitions. And six, if you are unable to do any of that, but you do have some piece of research and you want to get something out of it, then make sure to try to email some kind of university near your area and ask if you can help them out with some lab work or help them out with publishing their research. That's usually a really great bit of experience when it comes to doing scientific research as a high schooler. So make sure to email any university faculty in your area to see if you can help them out with some lab work. One other big note is our referral discount. So I know that especially due to COVID, there's a lot of economic uncertainty right now. And so a $50 or $100 price for our programs may seem like a little bit much, but there are ways to get that price down. Firstly, if you were a part of any past AZ programs, so for example, if you were part of our Summer Coding Institute or last year's Science Fair Academy, then this year's Science Fair Academy is completely free for you. You don't have to pay anything. And also, if you're on the free or reduced lunch program at your school, then you just have to tell us about that and we'll make the program free for you as well. However, if you don't fall into those two categories, but you still want to get some money off the price of the program, then make sure to take into account our referral discount. If you refer our AZ Science Fair Academy to somebody else and they actually sign up for one of our courses, you'll get $20 off whichever tier you decide to sign up for. So let's say you decide to sign up for the Science Fair Mentorship tier. If you just get 5 other people to sign up, the entire price of that Science Fair Mentorship tier will go away because of our referral discount. And that is the end of our presentation. So if you want to find out more about AZ, then check out our website, az.org. We have a lot more information about our Science Fair Academy for this year on there as well, so I definitely recommend you guys check that out. If you want to stay up to date with any new events that we're doing, then make sure to check our Instagram. And if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to az.officers@gmail.com. Lastly, if you do want to see any of the sign-up links for our Science Fair Academy for this year, or again, just want any of the links that are on the left-hand side of this slide, then make sure you go to linktree/az.officers, or just scan the QR code on there, and that contains all the links that we discussed in this entire presentation. And that is the end of our presentation. So if you guys have any questions, in-person people, you can raise your hand. Online people, just drop them into the YouTube live stream chat. How about this? So for 2 other people, we do charge on an individual basis. So like if, say you're signing for an lecture program, each of the 3 people will have to sign up individually. But again, you can use the referral discount to your advantage. So if you yes, they can be found as referrals. So if you sign up for the lecture program and you refer those 2 other people, your lecture program cost becomes $10 instead. Yeah, you can still do the group buying, just the program is charged in, but you can use it. Yes, that works well. If you've been part of any AYSI Science societies or summer coding institutes in the past, then this program is completely free.
So one other question we got online was if the program will help you to submit directly to science fairs. And yes, that is our goal, is for you to be able to build a project to be able to take to whatever fair from wherever you're from. It could be like school, regional, and hopefully to Einstein.
I used to be a member of AYSI and I benefited from it a lot, and I learned from Alay and these officers helped me a lot, and then I can actually grow with my science fair experience and presentation and stuff. And I would highly recommend you guys to join the Science Fair Mentorship Program, which is going to take you to state and even national levels.
Any other questions or any questions? Not right now. If you have questions, please ask them.
And one other thing is that this, the link to the live stream will be posted. I know someone asked about that, so yeah, it will be posted, and you can still reach out to us on Discord or any other forms of communication that we did talk about. We'll be happy to answer any other questions that you have about SFA this year.
Yes, so are you asking about the specific research fields?
Yeah.
We don't really have any specific research. We have a really large number of university level mentors who've been doing projects anywhere from like biology, chemistry, physics, computer science, basically any field you can imagine. So if you do sign up for our research program or our science fair mentorship program, 99% we can find somebody who's done a project in the same field that you want to do a project in. As for our lectures, those just sort of cover general science fair topics like how to present, how to do a board, how to do an interview, that kind of stuff. Yes.
Or compiling them right
Yeah,
now.
we're still working members right now, but we'll be putting that on our website in the next couple of days. So make sure to check our website for that.
That's about all the questions we've had so far. We'll stay live for maybe another 5-6 minutes. That's about all the questions we've had so far. We'll stay live for maybe another 5-6 minutes, so you can ask any questions you have. And if not, we'll call it a day. Thank you all very much for coming. That's the presentation for today. If you have any questions, you can email us or visit